Today we are going to test the lithium battery of Deye Company with the lead acid battery already installed in our home. Here the lead acid battery we have is one battery of 200 Ah. So we have 4 batteries with us. We will tell you how much backup we get from them in units. Because with units, you can clearly understand how long your load can run. In the same way, we will also fully charge this lithium battery and then discharge it to see how much capacity we get from it. This lithium battery is 104 Ah and its nominal voltage is 51.2 volt. So you can estimate that this battery comes with a capacity of 5.3 kilowatt hour. And the best benefit of a lithium battery is that if you charge it using around 5 units, then you get back almost 5 units of electricity again. So first we will test the lead acid battery, then we will test this one, and in the end we will see what result we get. Here all 4 of our lead acid batteries are charged, and during charging they consume around 10 units of power. If we talk about their total capacity, it comes out to be 9600 watt hours. Our load was started at around 5:30 am in the morning because the batteries were kept on charge the whole night. At 5:30 am, we started our test. I will show you screenshots time to time so that you can see what load was running at what time and what was the battery percentage. We also prepared a list for this. You can follow that list as well. When our morning load started, the battery became 99% and our load was running around 1.3 kilowatt. As soon as load goes on these batteries, their voltage drops slightly. This is the biggest issue with them. So first we will run a heavy load on these batteries and later we will reduce the load so that we can understand their actual power. After this, we checked the report at around 6:16 am and our battery percentage had come down to around 93% and the load was still the same 1.3 kilowatt. After that, we checked around 6:30 am. The battery percentage had come down to around 86% and again our load was around 1.3 kilowatt only. 1 hour later, around 7:30 am, when we checked, the battery had come down to 71% and our load was still near 1.3 kilowatt. After half an hour, when we checked again, the load was the same 1.3 kilowatt, but the battery percentage had come down to around 63%. 1.5 hours later, when we checked, the battery was near 50% and the load was around 300 watt because at that time we had turned off our room heater. Actually, we were running a 1 kilowatt room heater with it. So the starting load was heavy. Around 4 hours, our load was running and during that time the batteries reached 50%. Then around 12:47 pm, when we checked again, the batteries were around 32% and the load was around 690 watt. We waited until the battery came to full discharge so that we could take the final report. Around 2:33 pm, the battery reached 0% and the load was 753 watt. That time the inverter did not give any beep sound, but we saw on the computer display that our batteries had reached 0%. From these batteries, we received a total of 7.6 units of electricity. It took around 10 units to charge them and we got back 6 units. So you can guess how much power loss happens inside them. However, our inverter does not have that much loss because it's a transformer-less technology inverter. If we use a transformer type inverter, then the 7.6 units we got will not be this much. It will be even less. Now it was time to test the lithium battery. First, we connected the lithium battery with our inverter. To connect the lithium battery, we do not connect only the 2 positive and negative wires like we do with lead acid. Here, we must also connect the communication cable and the earthing wire. Only after connecting all 4 cables, we can use the lithium battery. After connecting the lithium battery, we turned on our system. At that time, the battery was not fully charged. We had to charge it. The next day, when our battery was fully charged, we put load on it. For the lithium battery to become fully charged, it needs around 5 units of electricity because its total capacity is around 5.3 kilowatt hour, and since it is not fully discharged, we also do not need to charge it fully. It becomes fully charged with around 5 units. Now let us see the load on it. Our test started around 12:41 pm. At that time our load was around 1.3 kilowatt and the battery percentage was 99%. Around 1:28 pm, when we checked again, the load was the same 1.3 kilowatt, but the battery percentage had come down to around 82%. Around 1.5 hours later, when we checked again, the load was still around 1.3 kilowatt and the battery had come down to around 46%. Around 4:12 pm, we checked. Again, the battery had reached 27% and the load was around 266 watt because our room heater had been turned off. Then around 5 pm, when we checked, the battery had reached around 9%. We have set the inverter so that when the battery reaches 10%, it gives an alarm and we can turn the system off. At that time, our battery still had 10% power. If we wanted, we could use it, but for battery life, it is important to keep it above 10%. During this test, we received 4.7 units from this lithium battery, and as we told earlier, it needs around 5 units to get fully charged. So from this also you can understand how little power loss happens in it, because now our overall system gives higher efficiency since our inverter efficiency is good and the battery efficiency is also very good. This is why the power loss is very low. This was the load testing comparison. Now let us talk about other factors. First, let us talk about price. Our 4 lead acid batteries cost around 80,000 rupees. A 200 Ah battery costs around 20,000 rupees. So 4 batteries cost around 80,000. The lithium battery cost around 1 lakh rupees. So the lithium battery will cost you more. But now let us talk about life. The life of lead acid or gel battery is around 5 to 7 years, depending on how you maintain them. The lithium battery gives around 6,000 life cycles. Even if you use 2 life cycles in one day, its life will be around 8 to 10 years. And if you use only 1 life cycle per day, its life can be around 15 to 20 years. It depends on how much you use it. Where power cuts are more, you will use more cycles. Where power cuts are less, you will use fewer cycles, and there its life can be around 10 to 15 years or even 15 to 20 years. Now let us talk about weight. Our lithium battery weighs around 50 kilograms, less than 50 kilograms. One gel battery itself weighs around 60 kilograms. So 4 batteries together weigh around 250 kilograms. Also, the lithium battery gives fast charging and fast discharging. A 200 Ah lead acid battery can be charged or discharged at around 20 ampere. But our lithium battery charges and discharges at around 50 ampere. So you can fully charge it in around 2.5 to 3 hours. But a lead acid battery needs at least 7 to 8 hours to charge. During our test, our lithium battery charged from 10% to 90% in 2.5 hours. So in terms of advantages, lithium battery always gives more benefits. Only its cost is a bit higher and you get return for that cost because its life is much more, it takes less space, it weighs less, and it requires almost no maintenance. Overall, the lithium battery has many advantages. If you have any question or suggestion about this or anything else, then comment in the video comment box. If you like the video, then like it and share it. Also, subscribe to our channel. Along with subscribing, press the bell icon so that you get such videos from time to time. Thank you.